for the Serbian men's team. As reported last week, Liverpool were considered to be one of the clubs that were closest to a deal for Maximovic. However, Anfield Watch now understands that Liverpool's intention is to make a permanent move for the player in January, before loaning him back to Red Star Belgrade for the remainder of the season. One of Liverpool's exciting teenage talents is eligible to represent both Germany and England. In a situation that can be comparable to Bayern Munich's sensation Jamal Musiala, who represented both England and Germany at youth level before choosing to play for the latter at senior international level, a promising talent from Liverpool is now having to ponder the same choice. Liverpool's U16 player Vincent Joseph was called up to Germany's U15 squad earlier this month and even made his debut for the nation. However, he has since also earned a call-up to England's U15 squad, which will now inevitably begin a tug-of-war between the two nations in order to secure his talents. Having let players' contracts run down, Liverpool are now at risk of losing some of their star players this season. While this can partly be attributed to the lack of stability in the club's hierarchy, fans will not be accepting of excuses if contract negotiations fail to produce a positive outcome. Alongside the speculation surrounding Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk for this very reason is the issue regarding Trent Alexander-Arnold. Speaking to Rousing the Cop, Graham Bailey said, "Liverpool are still hopeful that he'll sign, and that's the message coming from the club. From what I'm told, he hasn't triggered talks with other clubs yet. That is true. However, I'm told that if Trent does indicate that he's ready to go, it isn't as simple as to say he's going to go to Real Madrid. Liverpool have worked tirelessly to stack their academy with the best young talents in the world. In addition to homegrown players on Merseyside, the addition of Rio Ngumoha from Chelsea have ensured the club has plenty of promising talents, knocking on the door of the first team. Working much in the same way as Jurgen Klopp did during his tenure at the club, Arne Slot has already identified Trey Nyoni as a player who Liverpool can give experience to straight away. As such, the work of transfers never really stops in between the transfer windows, as scouts are constantly looking at who the club should focus their attention on next. Watford forward Mathis Eboué, son of former Arsenal player Emmanuel Eboué, has liked a Liverpool-focused Instagram post that reported the club's interest in the player, with the post claiming the Reds even offered him a professional contract. Liverpool are close to appointing a former Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund man in a key role. The club has confirmed the departure of the Reds' director of scouting and recruitment, Dave Fallows, after 12 years of service at Anfield. This comes after a major reshuffling behind the scenes in the boardroom this summer, with Michael Edwards returning as FSG's head of football operations and Richard Hughes appointed as the club's sporting director. Meanwhile, former Liverpool sporting director Julian Ward has also returned to the club in a new role working under FSG. Anfield Watch understands Liverpool have already identified a potential replacement for Fallows in former Bayern Munich chief scout Marcus Pilawa. The Reds have been almost perfect so far, Arne Slot, having won every game apart from one shock slip-up against Nottingham Forest, and have their biggest test yet awaiting on Sunday as they square off against Arsenal. In a game that will test whether Liverpool are title contenders, Slot could send a damning statement to champions Manchester City with victory. Away from the action, meanwhile, the transfer rumors are already beginning to build as Liverpool potentially prepared to replace Mohamed Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Virgil van Dijk upon the expiry of their current deals at the end of the season. Whilst all three exits would send the Reds into the ultimate panic, they could unearth a future star in the process. According to Graham Bailey for the Boot Room, Liverpool have sent scouts to watch Nathan Zize amid their battle to sign the Nantes teenager ahead of Chelsea in 2025. The Blues also reportedly want to add to their array of young talent by welcoming the teenage defender.